Clean. Up, 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 up. And back it up, please. Yes, beautiful shot. Yes. And that's clean. Go to the side right away on the back. And remember that from our previous lesson. Side, back, hit. Cleans it up immediately. Side, back. I'm not feeding hard. You're too far back. Come up. Side, back, hit. Better. Backhand. Oh, yes. And I get closer for...
Yeah, but sometimes it's like, you never know. Sometimes I go closer, you tell me. It bounces and it's here.
You said something terrible today.
What is it?
You doubted the coach. You said I did something wrong. You said I told you to come up, and you think it's wrong, but I said, all right, it's fine. I could be wrong. I'm not saying I'm right 100% of the time.
Nobody's perfect.
Every ball is different. You have to play the ball. Like, there's no rules.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to go back. Sometimes you got to go up. Follow the ball.
Okay.
Here we go now. Come on. Back to me, please. Yes. And what's that? Side. Back. Beautiful job. Yes. Up, up. Yes. Better. How about this one, Anna? All right, not bad. How about this one? Not bad. How about this one? Okay, you play the outs, okay? Even when it's out, you still play it. In a match, you can stop. How about this one? Yikes. How about this one? And in today's video, I want to teach you how to play moonballs. They're very annoying. Have you seen your practice partners do shots like this sometimes?
Yeah.
And it's
Especially
kind of frustrating.
older guys, they do that.
Yeah.
Because they can't move much, so they are full of tricks.
It's frustrating, isn't
And
it?
I can never win them, ever.
All right. So you do a good job playing the ball that's more around your waist or maybe a little bit higher, you're fine.
Yeah.
At shoulder level, you do have a little bit of trouble. But when it's above the shoulder level, you kind of lose your game plan. So the way you have to think about moonballs is in the penetration of them. So if the ball is coming super high, but it's not penetrating, now you can do an overhead. All right. So remember those that I was giving you that were sky high?
Yeah.
Those you can do overhead. So make sure you get...
It goes directly down, right?
Yeah.
So like
Exactly. It doesn't penetrate towards the fence. It goes up and then kind of down.
Right.
Right? So those you can do overhead. Make sure you go in a continental grip and you know how to do an overhead. The other ones that have topspin on it, or maybe they're hit a little faster without topspin, the ones that are high but are penetrating through, here is where things become a little bit more challenging. So if they're penetrating slowly, there is time for you to back up and let the ball drop a little bit and play a normal forehand. That's definitely something that you can do. And it's something that will happen at your level because generally players don't play the ball so fast, right?
Yeah.
So it's a good idea to back up, let the ball drop and play your normal forehand. However, there's going to be some of these balls that are simply too deep maybe, and they're coming a little faster and there's no time for you to wait for the ball to drop. And by the time it drops, you're going to be stuck in the back fence. So here's where you have to take the ball earlier. You have to take it either when it's rising or when it's slightly going down below the apex.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is going to be a little bit more challenging. So that means that you have to play the ball higher. So you never want to take that type of ball around the waist, whether you're waiting for it to drop or whether you're taking it on the rise. Avoid taking it around the waist. You want to take it higher.
Okay.
So we have to practice a high contact point on both the forehand and the backhand so that we can handle the moonballs.
But still finish.
Always finish. Always.
Okay.
Always finish. We're actually going to do swing volleys. This is how I get players used to taking the ball higher, is with a swing volley, because that eliminates swing volley in the air. So stand right here, and I'm just going to feed you a high ball, and you're going to do a forehand, but the ball's not going to bounce. You're still going to take it out of the air, but the contact is going to be higher. Contact is going to be here or here instead of normally where it's here. When it's here, you just wrap it around like this.
Do I prepare it from here?
That's a great question. So it's going to be a lot easier that when the ball's higher, you also adjust the take back to go a little bit higher.
Higher.
There's no right or wrong on this because
in there, right?
yeah, because what can happen is that you start higher and then you drop, you come underneath the ball, play it higher, and then finish. Then topspin is a lot easier even when the ball is higher. But just so you get the right feel for it, we're going to start a little bit higher when the ball's higher.
Okay.
And whether the racket drops underneath or not, we don't worry about that too much right now, okay?
Okay. No,
Now on the finish, all you want to worry about is finish where you always do.
Yeah.
Right here. Okay?
Yeah.
Your normal finish. Okay. So the problem is, yeah, if you go here and you go up too much, you're gonna let the ball sail. So we have to shallow out this part right here. We have to go straight across. So that's why I said you just attempt to go towards the shoulder. Open yourself up. So when you make contact here at your shoulder level, you just go towards the other shoulder on your finish.
Yeah.
Right here. Don't worry about going up like you normally do on your forehand. Because since the ball is so high, we don't worry so much about spin. That's it. Okay. That's all you think about. All right, ready? Take it higher. Go again. Better. Better. Yes! That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a higher contact. Like it's going to be between here and here, like in this zone, okay? It's going to be way higher than normal. When it gets above your head, it becomes very challenging. So you want to avoid above your head. Sometimes you can't because it's just the ball is too challenging and you end up hitting above your head. But ideally, this is the max height. This is right at your head level.
From there, it's overhead.
Not really, because there's a zone probably between here and here where it's not overhead yet.
Okay.
Overhead begins maybe more up here.
Yeah.
That's more like a high forehand hybrid between an overhead and a high forehand, okay? All right, now backhand, same thing. Turn the other way. We're going to start a little bit higher. We're going to make contact here, and we're just going to worry about going from one shoulder to the other with the finish.
Yeah.
Bam. We don't worry too much about going up, okay? In reality, the racket still ends up going up a little bit, but the path of your hand is more horizontal, okay? Okay. Okay, come again.
I keep hitting myself so bad.
Where are you hitting yourself at?
Like to the hip.
Best one so
That was
far.
good.
All right, now stay here. I'm going to feed you. Same drill. Go again. Better. Better. Okay, tough shot, but you handle it well. All right, now backhand, same thing. Better. Okay, not bad. Bad feed, sorry. Better. I like that one. And now you're going to let the ball bounce and you're going to do the same thing. When you watch the flight path of the ball, you're going to let that high ball come up to its apex and you're going to hit it when it's on its way down, but you're going to hit it higher, just like we did on this previous drill. Okay, Anna, the footwork is crucial because these balls appear easy, but they're really not. They appear easy because they're slow and also they're high, so you think you have plenty of time. So it can be deceiving and you end up not moving and the ball kind of jumps on you, right? So make sure that you're moving a lot and tracking the ball like a hawk. Better. Better, yes, Anna, that's beautiful. Okay, take the racket up a little higher, come. All right. Okay, it's not bad. You got behind you a little bit. Better, yes. Better. Beautiful job, Anna. That's perfect. Footwork. Go again. Make a backhand. Come on, Anna. Come on. Finish. All right. You're fighting hard back there. Better. As far as the overhead, just because of the status of the overhead, the fact that you were out for a year and a half and you haven't hit any serves, haven't really practiced the overhead, we haven't had a chance to. So if you get a super, super high ball in a match, that's usually an overhead, because we said if the ball doesn't penetrate, you can hit an overhead, even on those hit a forehand. Just because your overhead is at a level that's nowhere near your forehand. We have to develop the overhead first before you can use it in a match. So we're going to do a lesson dedicated to the overhead only. And then down the road, we start introducing this overhead off a Moonball. But for now, you're going to do forehands on everything that's high coming to your forehand side, okay?
And I have a question.
Go ahead.
To make sure it's clear.
Please.
The meaning of the term penetrate is when it's going towards you, as opposed to when it doesn't penetrate, it goes directly vertical down, right?
Yeah, that's
so penetrate
that's
is still like
that's the two
trick.
extremes. So look at this one. This is extreme penetration. Watch. This one's going to penetrate a lot. Watch this one. You see how it's penetrating?
Yeah. Right.
Like it's coming through the court and hitting the fence in one bounce.
Yeah.
Well, how about this one? Look at this one.
Feel penetrating?
Well, let's see where it penetrates. It's almost nothing. Like the ball is barely clearing the baseline.
Yeah.
So that almost has no penetration.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what I mean by penetration. How much does the ball go through the court once it bounces?
Ah, I see. Now
Yeah,
it's clear.
and that is one of the most important things to consider when playing tennis, because that's going to influence your shot selection, right? So
Okay.
balls with a crazy amount of penetration, you're not going to be able to do your normal preparation. You're going to have to, shorten your turn, your take back, and all that. So when it comes to the Moonball, the most difficult Moonballs are the ones that are super high, but also have a lot of penetration. Those have to be taken on the rise. You can't even let it come down from the apex, because you'll be in the back fence. So those are tricky, but we don't have to worry about those right now at the level that you're playing at. We're just going to worry about the ones that I'm giving you now, and those you can take below the apex, which you're doing now. Down the road, we're going to practice taking the ball early on the rise before it hits the apex, no doubt about it. But that's too much to do in one session.
Yeah.
Let's do a few more out of a rally. So I'm going to rally with you. I'm going to put a Moonball here and there, and let's see how you do, okay?
Okay.
You're doing good on the forehand, though. Okay. Really good. Great job, Anna. Up, 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 up. See, that kind of looked like a Moonball, but the ball was hit so soft that it ended up not bouncing very high. So that's ball recognition. You were too far away from it, and you were reaching. Good. How about this one? Anna, what happened? It was very difficult. I'm just joking around. That's one that's so deep, has a lot of penetration. You have to take it on the rise. Yes. Okay, important point, Anna. Because your forehand high ball from the baseline is much stronger than your backhand high ball, which is the case for 99% of the tennis players. The most difficult shot for most players is a high backhand, whether it's two hands or one hand. So if the balls come in the middle, never do a backhand there. Do forehands. When the balls come in the middle, forehands generally, but especially on a Moonball. Even when it's a little bit off to the side, even that's still a forehand. Because remember, the Moonball is coming high. You have plenty of time. It's going to take a while for the ball to get to you, so you have plenty of time to run around your backhand and do forehands. You don't have to hit backhands that much.
So just run like
you run around your backhand. You run around your backhand. All right, here we go. A couple more. Come on, backhand. Okay. Last one. Yes. Nice job, Anna. Good. Anna, you did a fantastic job handling the high ball.
Oh,
how was that for you? Was that tough?
Well, I really enjoy the game now. The consistency is coming a little bit more.
That's great in general. That's great in general, but how about more specifically the high ball? How do you feel towards the end?
I like it. It's entertaining.
More comfortable?
Entertaining? Because, it's like it gets
That's so
redundant. And then something is coming out you.
Like great backhand there on the last one.
I feel very playful when it comes to me like that.
You feel playful?
Yeah.
So you're positive about it. That's good, because most people are negative. That means you're going to get better, faster at them. But one thing I want to mention, the way you're playing the Moonball right now is basically kind of putting it high back over the net. The reason for that is because you still have somewhat of a low to high swing path, even on that high contact point. That's something we talked about at the swing volley. So you're coming from beneath, you're taking the ball here, and then you're just still going up. So the ball goes up. So you're putting a lot of height. And that's perfectly fine for now. So today was part one. And part two, which could be many months from now, we're going to learn two additional things when it comes to playing Moonballers. We're going to learn to take the ball on the rise before it gets to the apex. And we're also going to learn to not loop the ball back in play, but to throw your whole body into the shot and be aggressive off of it.
I like that.
It's too much now at this level, especially since you haven't played in a year and a half. I just want you to get comfortable with this for a while. The timing of it, the preparation, the contact point. Once you're more comfortable with the contact point being higher, the next step then is to not loop it back, but to be more aggressive and crush some of these Moonballs.
Okay. Well, before we do this, but when it goes higher to them, isn't it more challenging? Or you want it to be unattainably high after it goes to the serve line.
Anna, you're asking a great question. Yes, I think you're right. I think your chances of beating players at 3.0 level is going to be sky high if you put them a high ball.
Okay.
Because, like I told you in the beginning, nobody practices high balls. They play balls around the waist, whether they're rallying, whether they're playing with their coach. They like to hit the ball down by the waist. Even off a high ball, they wait for it to come down the waist. Then they play a match, and on some balls, they're forced to hit above their head, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
There's no way to hit on the waist. And after the match, they say, oh my goodness, I hate playing moonballers. I can't play the balls higher. So because if you don't practice it, you're going to struggle with it. So 100% yes. If you put the ball higher over the net, at 3.0 level, you're going to win a tremendous amount of matches. And even generally speaking in tennis, I'm not necessarily talking moonballs, but if you put a higher ball every now and then, Nadal at the tournament in Bastad earlier this year was moonballing a lot of two-handed backhands. And Nadal is the greatest clay court player in the history of the game. So if he does it, it can't be a bad thing, right? So every now and then throwing in a high ball can really mess with your opponent.
Yeah.
So great question. And it's for that exact reason why for now we're fine doing this.
Okay.
But you want to have the ability to be aggressive, because you know what can happen sometimes? If you have a player on the other side who's comfortable playing high balls, now you just get stuck in these rallies that go on forever, and it's very challenging. Some matches last 3 hours, 4 hours, it's all moonballs, right? So that's why you have to have the ability to be aggressive off high balls too.
Yeah, I think it's one of my favorites now.
Already?
I like it.
Awesome. All right, very good.